What's up, you guys? So this week we are focusing on recovery. We're going to target all of the muscles that you use during a boxing session to make sure you stay nice and loose and healthy. So first things first, we're going to target your hip flexors. They get really nice and tight from all of the pivoting you do during boxing. So our favorite way to stretch that hip flexor, you're going to go into a nice 9-degree angle with that front knee, so your knee is going to be directly in line with that ankle. Next, you're going to shoot your hip nice and low. Dependent on your flexibility, you can shoot that back leg a little bit farther back so you feel the stretch right in that hip. And if you want to get a little bit deeper, you can put both hands on that front knee and then push back. You'll finally feel that stretch coming all the way down that quad into that knee, and just hold it here for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then you go ahead and switch sides. All right, next, you guys, we're gonna target your calves. Obviously, they get really nice and tight. You're on your toes, moving around the entire time. So I wanna make sure they're nice and loose so you guys can stay quick and fast. We like to use a lacrosse ball. So all you're gonna do, nice and easy here, just put it right underneath your calf, and you can go ahead and roll forward and back nice and slowly. Do not do it fast or else you won't roll out those muscles. So listen to your body. If there's one part that feels a little bit more achy than the other, hold it there. Little short movements forward and back, and then go ahead and roll all sides of that calf. You can spend about 30 seconds to a minute or even 2 minutes on one calf and then head to the other calf. We also suggest doing it beforehand so you guys can stay nice and loose during movement.
All right, guys, next up, we're gonna travel a little bit above that hip. So now we're gonna go into those wrists and forearms. A lot of the time, your forearm is so tight, you've been gripping those hands. So first thing we're gonna do is take those fingers flat to the floor. You're gonna rock those wrists forward and back. Take a little bit of time on each, really get into those wrists. And you can do this, again, before or after class or both. You're gonna take them clockwise, opening up, and then when you're ready, you'll switch them counter. I like to go 10 and 10. After that, you're gonna take them, you can pop them down the opposite way. You're gonna feel this through the front of that forearm. Try and straighten those elbows all the way. And then lastly, mashing out that forearm. You're gonna take that forearm flat to the floor, take your knee and pop it right over, and really think about dropping your weight on your forearm as you roll out. Take it on one side, take it on the next. All right, next up, we're getting into those shoulders. So you know your shoulders are tired, you've been holding them up, you've been trying to move through them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move back into a child's pose, taking those hips back, arms are gonna reach in front. My favorite way to go through this is to take that right arm, thread it underneath the left. Once you thread it down, I want you to relax that shoulder and let it fall to the floor. Hips can move forward or back, up or down. And once you're on one side for about 30 seconds, change it over to the next. And rock it backwards and forwards. You'll feel the front of that shoulder open up, and then take it each side. All right, guys, another one. We're gonna get into that pec. So that chest is super tight. We've been in this whole kind of sheltered movement the whole time, protecting ourselves and making a lot of impact through our shoulder and our chest. So through this one, my favorite way to get into it is you're gonna come face down to the ground, take the lacrosse ball, and you're gonna pop it underneath that left pec. From here, I'm gonna take that right arm out into a 90-degree angle. Right leg is gonna drive over that body as you drop your weight into your pec, and really think about rolling in and relaxing, taking deep breaths to get in. On one side, I'll hang out for a little bit. Maybe I'll find a spot that I need a little more. And then when I'm ready, I'm gonna switch sides, doing the same thing, changing that lacrosse ball over, popping that hand down, and reaching that leg up and across the other side.